Welcome to Vsb News Online for Thursday, May the 7th. I'm Charles Webb. Despite a mediocre turnout of voters for the municipal elections in Hamilton and St. George's, there was still a friendly air of democracy in action at both polling stations as rival candidates talked together as they waited. But mayoral candidate Charles Gosling was able to reveal that he had to make a number of successful challenges over people who he suspected were not qualified to vote in the residential poll.
Do you know for sure there'll be no members of the Salvation Army hostel being brought by bus to this one?
I do know that some have come up already, but I have placed an objection against a significant number of those who were registered at that address. But there are about 25, 26 who have been there for some period of time. It is so I have not objected to those, and I think about maybe 4 or 5 of those that have come up today, and I consider those to be quite legitimate votes. Yeah.
And you will listen to?
Yes.
That was that.
Yeah.
Interesting twist, really, when you think of it.
It is, because that's about 10% of the residential voting population. In fact, a little bit more. And if you look at some of the other derelict buildings in town, I actually know of an instance where somebody is registered in a garage. I really think that the list needs to be looked at a little bit more carefully next time.
Among the 7 candidates hoping to be elected to the 4 residence councillor seats were newcomer Carlton Johnson, one of the Gosling team, and veteran unionist and activist George Scott, who was a member of Team Hamilton.
Well, I've lived in the city all of my life, and I feel that with my background and being a representative for the neighbors of my area, this was a good fit for me, so that's why I decided to throw my hat into the ring.
And you went with Mr. Gosling?
I did.
You obviously respect him.
Yes, and I feel that the people that are surrounding me will be a better group to move the corporation to where it needs to be, and therefore that's the side that I chose to be on.
No, you're a relative newcomer to politics, aren't you? But you're surrounded by pretty experienced guys.
Yes, I am, but I'm old enough to know how things work, and I'm also committed to working with the team to make things better than what they are.
Nothing went on. There was, I guess, coming from the government, might as well be honest, the last administration, we had to clean up things 6 months into our administration. And as you know, I'm a trade unionist. I don't run from anything. There was a lot of propaganda that was put out there, I would admit. But if you look at the audited statements, we have balanced books. So I have nothing to be ashamed of. We did have some challenges within, but that's within any administration.
Could you, do you think, have done it with a little less publicity?
Well, you had, I guess, my namesake that was running to the media every day. It wasn't G. Scott, it was Al Scott.
You don't need that in the middle of all the hard work that was going on?
Yeah, I mean, again, new administration, because we didn't have any continuity. All the 9 previous were done away with at the last election. So you had a new group of persons. I don't know, I guess other than myself, maybe Al Scott was a senator in government. I've been an MP in government, so I knew what to expect. So if you can recall, one of the first things that was done, we named the theater after Mr. Cameron, because there was no business on the first day, because there was no continuity. So from that day on, things were revealed to us. And some things were revealed kind of late, 6 months into the administration. And those are some of the challenges. And then you had the election in December, which put in a new government. New government wants to find out what's going on. And pretty much that's where the stumbling blocks, I would say, started from there on.
So you want to get there and do better this time?
No, we know what we have to do there. And I'm saying the government has to work with us, not work with the government, because it's 2 separate administrations. You have a national government, you have a city government. And the Constitution doesn't allow for any person to be in both at the same time. That's the Constitution, which is the guiding document of this country here. And so I support democracy. And if democracy is going to prevail, you can't have one trying to dominate the other. It doesn't work like that.
4 Bermudians have lost their lives in road mishaps this year. From 2013 to 2014, 25 people have died and 76% of them were black Bermudian males. These statistics have driven the Bermuda Police Service to increase patrols starting this weekend in an effort to stem the tide of deaths that result mainly from drinking and driving. Chief Inspector Nicholas Pedro said this action is necessary as we move into the summer season.
As we transition into the summer season, we are only too cognizant that Bermudians will ready themselves for the May 24th and the Heroes Weekend and other social and sporting events that go along with summer traditions on our island. On January 20th this year, the Bermuda Police Service released its road safety strategy with 3 central tenets: enforcement and awareness, prevention and education, and deterrence and rehabilitation. This weekend, the Bermuda Police Service will be placing special attention on our role with an awareness and enforcement campaign across Bermuda.
He targeted some of the areas where accidents occur that result in death or injury.
These locations very quickly are Middle Road Warwick between the junctions of Morgan's Road and as far west as Burnthouse Hill, Middle Road Southampton between the junctions of Lighthouse Road and the vicinity of 5 Star Island, North Shore Road, Hamilton Parish between Studio Lane, which is the area of Shelley Bay Stretch, to Coney Island Road, South Road Paget junctions with Southcote Road, which is the location where the old Horizons is located, to Harvey Road, Somerset Road junctions of Scotts Hill Road to Cambridge Road, and East Broadway in Hamilton is also identified as a frequent fatal and serious injury collision hotspot. To this end, members of the motoring public can expect to see our officers in these and other locations, raising awareness about and the risk of serious injury or death from driving or riding at excessive speed, without due care or attention, or driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. We are urging all members of the community to take steps to ensure that our husbands, sons, brothers, wives, sisters, and mothers take steps to not drink and drive.
With Premier Michael Dunkley and Health Minister Jeannie Atherton looking on, Community Services Minister Patricia Gordon-Pamplin took a stronger line than usual when she launched Teen Pregnancy Month, a reflection of the fact that one of the 3 Bermuda births occur to unwed mothers. Brian Darby gives us an excerpt from the proclamation the minister read.
May is recognised as Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month, and Teen Services has, for 17 years, hosted this awareness campaign. Teen pregnancy remains a major problem on the island of Bermuda. The economic, social and personal cost to teen parents, their families and society is great. Teen pregnancy impacts every parish, school and household. Thus, the responsibility to solve this problem lies with all of us: families, communities and young people. The basic goals of the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Campaign is to reduce Bermuda's rate of teen pregnancy. This includes raising awareness of teen pregnancy prevention and providing young people and their families with the tools to identify at-risk scenarios. The campaign attempts to increase public awareness, encourage young people to promote abstinence, encourage teens to remain in school, and builds partnerships among public and private stakeholders. Brian Darby reporting for Vsb News.
The cruise ship season has just begun with the unusual sight of 4 vessels in at the same time. The Breakaway, which departs tomorrow, is berthed at the Royal Naval Dockyard, so is the Summit. Anchored in the Great Sound is the Crystal Serenity, which sailed in this morning. Until it sails this afternoon, Front Street was graced by the familiar sight of the Veen Dam. No information as to what brought to our shores the Crystal Summit, but rest assured, she was a welcome sight. And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, DeFon's Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into DeFon's Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
The National Hurricane Center is now predicting that the disturbance between Florida and the southeast coast of the United States has an 80% chance of developing into a tropical storm over the next few days. But despite disagreement among computer models, the NHC is confident that the system will slowly drift north and then northwest before hitting North or South Carolina. Current winds have been gusting to 45 miles per hour, and there are increasing indications for development. For the first time since they were created in 1831, a set of rare, colorful paintings by Lansdowne Gilding are on display at the Ace Gallery in celebration of Heritage Month. Gilding, a reverend from St. Vincent, came to Bermuda for health reasons and died 17 days after his arrival at the age of 33. Entitled A Natural History of Bermuda, the exhibition will run until the end of July. Bermuda National Trust Director Jennifer Gray and Curator David Mitchell speak on the importance to Bermuda of this collection.
We're looking at art that is almost 200 years old that represents Bermuda vernacular. It was painted in vernacular. It represents our marine wildlife. This is just a fantastic opportunity. The National Trust preserves and holds an incredible collection, but it's kept in the archives. It's protected in a vault. We have brought it out of the vault for people to enjoy for a very short period of time. We're very lucky to be in the Ace Gallery where it's safe, the proper air humidity that's needed for this. So it's an incredible old art collection of Bermuda, and even more exciting is the fact that it's come out of the vault for people to enjoy and see.
So why hasn't this been on display before?
We cycle things out of the archives. It's something that has not been done historically because you have to treat this art so carefully. You're bordering between preservation rules to keep something in its original state to moving it, handling it, and putting it on display, which can create some risks.
Some of these fish I've never actually seen myself. He had help, obviously, to do this. It's 1831. How did they actually get these samples? Some of them are bottom fish, they're deep water fish. It's not something you normally catch. It's one of the mysteries about the work is how he...
I mean, Bermudans are familiar with the lobster and the cowfish and the snapper and all that, but some of these fish are quite foreign, would be quite foreign to the average Bermudian, I suspect.
Yeah, I'm sure there's Bermudians who have never seen some of these fish. The frogfish and the lure fish are fairly rare, and I've never seen them.
And now we turn to someone else who's important, Earl Baisden, with the sports.
Bermuda have gone down for the third time in 4 games during the ICC Americas 2020 World Cup qualifiers going on in Indianapolis. Bermuda won the toss and elected to bat against the USA. They scored 97 for 5 in their allotted 20 overs. Bermuda's batting scorecard reads: Dion Stovall out for 1, David Hemp out for 19, O.J. Pitcher retired hurt on 24, Gennaro Tucker out for 9, Christian Burgess not out on 13, Jacoby Robinson out for 5, Trey Manders out for 4, and Dalray Rollins not out on 9. In reply, the United States of America scored 101 for 2 in 12.1 overs. Stephen Taylor, the opener, scored 60 off of 39 balls, hitting 5 fours and 3 sixes. Fahad Babar added 22. In the bowling department for Bermuda, Stephen Kelly gave up 24 runs in 2 overs, while Dion Stovall gave up 14 in 2. Dalray Rollins bowled 4 overs. He took 1 for 32. Jacoby Robinson bowled 4 overs and took 1 for 27. Joshua Gilbert bowled 1 ball, giving up 4 runs. Vsb Sports can reveal that Bermudian Roger Dill is the match referee for the ICC Americas Division I tournament currently going on in Indianapolis. This is not the first time Dill has acted in this capacity. Dill is overseeing the performance of not only the umpires, but the discipline of the players. The tournament reached its halfway stage with Canada leading the division with 6 points from 3 wins. United States of America are in second with 4 points, Bermuda are in third with 2, and Suriname are yet to get a point. Meanwhile, 20 teams took part in the Bermuda School Sports Federation's Primary School Boys Super 8 cricket tournament at the National Sports Center yesterday, where Paget Primary claimed the title. Paget defeated Elliott Primary by 2 runs in a tense final. Paget batted first and scored 64 runs in their allotted 6 overs. Ty Carey was the top scorer with 25 runs before being forced to retire after scoring more than 20 runs. Ajani Burchell added 13 and Denshay Hill scored 11. Kazai Seeley had the best over for Elliott, giving up only 5 runs. In reply, Elliott could only manage 62 runs, with Josiah King scoring 24 before retiring. Seeley scored 15 for the runners-up. Kajai Barkley gave up 7 runs in his over for Paget. Paget had defeated West Pembroke Primary in their semi-final. They had batted first and scored 56 runs in their inning. Hill was the top scorer with 22, while Kadai Lambert added 16. Paget held West Pembroke to 41 runs in their innings to advance to the final. Elliott Primary had defeated East End Primary in the other semi-final. East End batted first and scored 52 runs. Janico Wales was the top scorer with 13. Elliott reached their target in 4 overs behind 21 from Seeley and 20 from Josiah King. The NJCAA Women's Tennis National Championships continued with Tyler Smith ranked number 1 in Flight 3 singles, advancing to the finals. Smith defeated the 5th seed Osayan Karani in the semifinal battle in straight sets 6-1, 6-love. She then teamed up with Mingxin Da, and they defeated their doubles opponent in straight sets 6-1, 6-love. Wednesday night sailing once again dominated the Hamilton Harbor with 23 boats going to the start line, and a collision at the start made it for a dramatic start. In light conditions, skippers and crew made their way to the start line. However, 2 boats came entangled, with crew members on both boats attempting to free the boats. Crossfire crossed the line first with a time of 1 hour and 8 seconds, and with their corrected time of 1:05:58 saw them finish first on the night. Nasty Madison was the second boat to cross the line, clocking a time of 1:02:24, but with their corrected time of 1:08:04 saw them finish 4th on the night. The third boat to cross the line was Jobster, clocking 1:11:26, but with their corrected time of 1:06:58 saw them finish 3rd on the night. Smokin was second on the night with a corrected time of 1:06:26 after clocking a time of 1:11:52, and Man o' War rounded out the top 5 finishers with a corrected time of 1:08:14 after clocking a time of 1:13:48. Dominique Mayo recorded a did not finish in his latest race in Belgium. Mayo, taking part in a development camp, competed in the Wagisalag 100 to 120 kilometer open loop race that saw some 27 riders not finish. Mansfield Town has released the player status following the conclusion of the 2014-15 season, with Bermudian Reggie Lamb in the position of options of re-engagement activated in contract status. Meanwhile, Jair Parfit Williams just missed out on landing a West Ham award last evening as Reese Oxford collected the Dylan Toms Award as the club recognized his outstanding breakthrough for the academy. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Friday, May the 8th, it will be mostly cloudy with occasional showers and a chance of thunder. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate. We're expecting a high near 73 and a low near 64. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Thursday, May the 7th. I'm Charles Webb.